Hey there viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. Got the 2016 GMC. It's the Sierra. It's got the big 5.3 and it's got some kind of fuel delivery issue. It was towed in over the weekend, so I was out here in my lot here on the Monday, and I had my boy Josh help me bring it in, and we know it's fuel delivery because I give it a little sniff of the brake clean and it fires right up and runs. So we do that to get it inside. We got it in here. And that's all we know. Customer did call me this morning to inform me that his truck was here, and then he also said that he went out, started his truck, and then went inside to put his boots on, and by the time he got his shoes tied, it was all over. Truck said stalled, so he had started it. He said it went about 1,000 feet and then quit, and that was it. Then he had it towed here. So that's all I know. I threw the lift under it because I assume we're gonna have to do some testing under there, see if we got a fuel pump that's bad, or a fuel pump control module, or broken wire, who knows. Keys on, I've got it loading up on the Altel. Let's see what it has for codes and then come up with a plan. Try to get it where we can see. Summertime here at the shop is a little tough with all the glares happening here on the screen. So let's see if we have any codes here. Looks like we do. We have 6. We'll go to the report. Probably gonna have a mass airflow code because of driving it in. Oh yeah, look at that, we do. Mass airflow, so disregard that. I mean, that's one that I've created. This one I did not though. Fuel pump control circuit, high voltage, and then fuel pump control circuit. So a P0232 and then a P023F. Let's see, last test failed current. This ignition not run. This ignition cycle failed, so this fuel pump control circuit, so that would definitely make us not run. This truck was actually scheduled to come in next week for this airbag light here. Looks like it has some pre-tension action and a USB circuit open. So let's just focus on the problem at hand, this fuel pump control circuit. That's interesting. We'll see what that's all about. Okay, well, I'm going to look up this code, look up code set criteria. Obviously, we're going to need a wiring diagram to do anything with, and see what this control circuit is. This truck should have a control module, and then, okay, all right, well, let's get after it. Enough jibber jabber. So looking at service data here, the P023F, go back, well, if we go back here through service data, it explains circuit description, this, that, and the other thing. All we need to know now is it has a pump, fuel pump control module, and then the engine controller. But anyways, to generate this code, the fuel pump driver control module, so that's the one back there by the spare tire, detects that the fuel pump current is less than 1 amp, and the fuel pump duty cycle is 30 to 60% for 1 second. So basically it's, the control module's back there, the PCM's commanding it on at a, whatever duty cycle, whatever percentage it's supposed to, and it's not seeing any current draw, so easy peasy. What we'll do is we'll get a wire diagram, because that's what we'll need next. So we'll go into control schematics. I'll find it in here. Here we are, fuel pump control, and then we'll go back there and make some checks. We should be able to substitute a headlight bulb across the output of the fuel pump control module and see if it lights up. If it lights it up nice and bright, then we don't have to check any other inputs to it. However, if on the output side, which looks like here, fuel pump primary, looks like a gray wire and black with light green, if we go jumper across that with a high amperage test light and it doesn't light up, garbage in, garbage out. If the fuel pump driver module is not receiving the correct signals, it's not going to put out the correct signals. But let's do that, and I would say that's probably our best option. So far so good. The lock came out. It's kind of amazing. See if spare tire comes down. Oh, sweet. Oh, must be living right now, I tell you. Usually the lock on these things is stuck and the tires won't come down. I don't think we need to go far. Well, maybe we'll just get it right out of the way. This has got one of those newer style fuel pump modules in it. I think these are the plug and play ones. We do a lot of these on the Colorados. They go bad often. On the Colorados, they rot a hole right through them. I don't know if that's the case on these. This might be my first time across with this style module on a Chevrolet. Half ton anyways. Leave that right there. I think my curse is gone.
Why did you say that out loud?
I must be living right. Just got the spare tire out of Chevy without using a cutting torch.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's over. Abba-dabba-dooba. It's finished. So once you get the spare out of the way, this is the fuel pump module here. We're not going to fiddle with taking the tire out all the way, but I think here on the back side I'll have to wipe these wires off. We'll see who's who. I think I can probe it from back here. You guys aren't going to have the optimal viewing angle. And then I hope we can just use the scan tool to command it on. Okay, let's see. All right, on this side we got red, purple, and black. So we're just going to be looking for the big fat wires. We're only dealing with a couple of them, 4 of them. So our red, violet, and the black one should be a full-time power. So I'm just using a 4-amp test light with a couple little probes on it. And I'm gonna very gingerly probe into that to make sure that we have power into our module here. Do it where we're not gonna burn our little fingers. Okay. So there, light's a 4-amp test light. So we have power and ground there. That's gonna be the power and ground that supplies our fuel pump on the way out. So I'm going to probe into the fuel pump side now, which is just the opposite side here. Wire color for reference is gray and black with light green, gray being the power and black with light green being the ground. I believe I've probed past those. Okay, now they're not going to be lit up unless we either cycle the key, or I'm going to pop in the scan tool here and I'm going to go to active tests, and I want to see if we have a fuel pump control here. It might take me a minute, so bear with me. Let's see, fuel system, fuel pump enable, here we go. So I selected fuel pump enable. I've got the little spinny wheel of death. We're gonna wait for that. And we're gonna turn it on. Oh, look at that. She lit up. We're gonna turn it back off. Okay, so we have power in and power out. So we don't have to make any more checks on the fuel pump module. We know that has the ability to work. Now all we need to know is the power making it to the tank, which I'm not sure we can even find out unless we let it down. But we can do some other old school tests here. By old school tests, I mean we'll give it the old Fonzarelli. Hey! So let's turn it on. Okay, just turned it on. Nope, this guy might not be living right. All right, so that didn't work. I might have to let it down. If I let it down a little bit, we might be able to unplug the harness there and then stick our test light in the end of that. Let's see, should be 2 connectors up here. One is going to be the fuel pump pressure sensor, and the other is going to be the fuel pump itself. Pressure sensor I can feel. The other one, I'm not sure if it has a latch in it. It doesn't feel like it's got a red lock in it. Oh wait a minute, no, it feels like it's got a gray one. Didn't know I could feel colors, did you? Oh, there it is. Left me. So that's the little lock that goes in the end of it. Told you it was gray. Who's this guy? Oh, there's the tab. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Here she is. There's our gray wire. I can't pull it out all the way. And because I didn't unhook the pressure sensor. So there's black with green and gray. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's grab our test light. See if we can very gingerly. Oh yeah. Oh, she slips right in. Very gingerly front probe that one. Without spreading it out. We're gonna go to fuel pump enable. We're gonna hit OK. Oh, dang. It lights, oh, just turned back off. Turn it back on. 100% duty cycle. 0% it says now. Must be it just runs momentarily there. At any rate, that answers the age-old question of do we have enough current to turn the fuel pump on? And the answer to that age-old question is yes. Because that test light requires 4 amps to turn on, brightly anyways. And it turns on. So what's that mean, old son? That means the fuel pump is junk. Oh gosh, it's ugly looking up here too. Girl, you ugly. Not good. You guys can't see it, but if you could, you would say ew. So my experience with these Chevrolets, there's 3 lines that hook to this fuel pump. We've got our pressure line, and we've got an evap line, and then another evap line. You're gonna need all 3 lines and the lock ring, because this thing is RUF rough. Let me get this guy a quote, see if we get the job. I can't get a hold of this fella just yet to see if we have approval. I did leave a message. General Motors has all the parts in stock, which is great. The fuel lines, the 3 that go on top, the pump, the sending unit, the tank straps, the nuts, the bolts, everything that's needed to do the job, or everything that's needed if everything potentially goes wrong. Of course, we don't know until we get it down. And if the fuel gauge is right, it's only got a half a tank in it, which is even better. Usually, if the fuel pump's bad, the tank is full to the tippy top. Almost always. Known as after a bumblebee. Hindsight being what it is, 2020, how cliche. I would have went right to the tank and just unplugged that connector and checked it for power there. But I didn't think that it was that easy and that accessible just to reach up there and unplug it like we did. And if we didn't have power there, then we could have gone backwards and let the tank down and checked for, garbage in and garbage out on the fuel pump module. So anyways, hopefully this is a quick little test that will help somebody else discover how to check theirs to find out, is my fuel pump bad? Do I have power in my fuel pump module and coming out? If you don't, well, this video isn't going to help you, because that's a whole nother series of tests that you would have to do. Anyhow, don't test my patience. Go in the comment section. Questions, comments, Insta, the Facebook. You guys know at this point. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.